Okay, welcome to our live stream. This week, I'm sorry we're running a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties getting started, but I understand we are now live, so apologies to everybody. This week, rather than interview anybody, any of our customers, this week, Mairead and myself are going to go through some of our new features and show you what we've done recently, what we've released, and what's now been upgraded on your account. So let's see if I can bring Mairead in here to join. Hey, Mairead.
Hi, Robin. How's it going?
Good, good. So Mairead, many of you may know Mairead from either doing implementations or training or being helped out in some form by Mairead over the last couple of the year, across the last year. So let's have a look through what we're going to cover off today. So got some exciting new features. I think first we're going to go through our new personnel and training app. So the new app has some new pieces. We've got a new, what we call action menu. And that's really nice. That's kind of the future of how you're going to see our QR codes and RFID tags for people coming together. We're going to look at how we've added qualifications to the personnel menu and how that works. Mairead, then you're going to demo some equipment management pieces, right?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at how you can run a report to take a look at any expiring equipment and the costing involved in the expired equipment. And there's also a new inspections report.
Excellent. I'll then move on to our incident management product. We've got a whole new control room interface on that, and that is just getting great reviews now from everyone we've showed that to. We're going to show you how to show and hide sections of your situation report, so you can choose different drop downs and show and hide and customize the form. We're going to talk about our new biometric authentication and how to access your library in incident management outside of an incident. So it is early morning Pacific Coast. It is mid-afternoon, I think, are we? Or certainly, no, it's only lunchtime, early morning, still Eastern. I can see, excellent. I can see a couple of people. Hi, Diane Fox. Excellent to see you. Jim from Massachusetts. We've got everyone coming in here, and the live numbers are ticking up here as well. So this is great. If anybody is watching from Australia or New Zealand, well done. You must be on the night shift. It's 2 a.m. in Brisbane and 5 a.m. in New Zealand. But we're recording this so you can watch it back on our YouTube channel. So this whole piece is interactive. As we work through here, it's interactive. So whether you're watching us on YouTube, whether you're watching us on Twitter, Periscope, or you're watching us on Facebook, if you type in the comments, they're coming up here in front of us. So we're able to see all those comments. And what we'll do is we'll reply back to you live in the show so we can show your comment on here. So if you do have any questions, do just type them in and we can show them up on the screen. Okay, so we'll get started. Let's take a look at this new app. So I'm going to share a screen here. And on the screen should show my mobile app. How's that? We'll try and get us as big as we can beside it. Let's see how we do. Okay, that's not too bad. Where am I? Okay, this will do. So we're moving around. So you can see here the mobile app here, and this is the personnel and training mobile app. So it's in the Android and iOS stores. And if you've got a personnel and training product, what you'll notice is there's some new pieces in here. So first is the action menu, and that is that when you go and look at your members on your phone. Okay, so I'm going to go into Alfredo here. You'll see this new action, what we call an action menu. So if you use our equipment management app, this is a little bit familiar to you. Right along the bottom of the equipment management app are things like inspections, I think repairs, status, and other actions. So we call this an action menu. So I can go straight in, I can view member, and here I can see everything about the member, okay, including all their custom fields if I have permission to. And we've also added in other attachments. So you can see here, I can see, I can pull up any of the attachments as well. from this member. So that's now all on the mobile app, attachments and pieces. But if you're using this app frequently, you'll also see we've got qualifications. So I can click into qualifications. And this is going to show me all of this member's qualifications. So I'll jump down here. You can see things like they're red if they're expired. And this, obviously, this is a demo account, so we've got a load of extra stuff in here. But they're red if they're expired. They're amber if they're coming soon. So remember, on the web app, you can set a notification period. So I want to know 60 days before my qualification expires. So we'll go in and we'll look here at their ICS 200. So I can see that this member's ICS 200 expires in 10 months, 9 days. If I click in, I can see they've sat the course twice. So they've done this qualification twice. I can see one of those is expired. It expired a month and 3 days ago. And their current ICS 200 expires in 10 months, 9 days. And I can click in there. And you can see here the that certificate. So particularly when it was awarded, when it expires. And I can even load attachments now as well. So for example, and I can press share here and I can share it through my messenger, iMessage, text messages, WhatsApp, or post it anywhere, or save it down to my phone. So it's the full file available. And if these are PDFs, they're really easy to review. You can read through them. It's a really nice file viewer. Okay, so this is really what we've done here is add qualifications to the mobile app. And so you can access them here. I think it's important as well, Mairead, we'd be showing people when they're setting up their qualifications that not only do they want to see qualifications per member on a member, but they may want to also see the full list of qualifications. Mm-hmm. So you can see here, I can click into qualifications and here's all my qualifications. So we'll find that same ICS course. There it is. And this is running live on my phone right now. Okay, so ICS 200. And here's everybody who's got ICS 200. So we've put everyone, it's ordered by expiry date. So you can see who's expired at the front. And we must give credit here to Julian, one of our mobile developers, who's been working hard to get this looking great. And you can see here where items have expired and what's still to expire. And you can see here, if I click into, I can go back into the same member here and see their history in it. So I can click on any member and see their history. So he's done that course twice and it's expired twice.
Mm-hmm. So it's now possible to see it on the mobile app, because obviously before you'd have to go into the web version to see the list of the qualifications, and you'd have to go to each member's profile in the web as well if you wanted to see when they last expired. So it's great that you can just go straight to the app, you know, if you're out in the field and you want to check a particular qualification.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really good. So let's talk about the RFID tags we have coming. So what we're going to enable here is on a member's profile. If I go in here and I'll go into the same member, like you see, there's a reference tag there, a reference code. We're going to allow you to add a barcode or an RFID tag or QR code, whichever you'd like to use, similar to on a piece of equipment, but to a member. And that will mean you'll be able to take, I've actually got some samples here. Let me pull one out. Okay, so I'll let the camera focus on one. Okay, so these are RFID stickers. Now they've got a QR code on them as well, but that's just as a backup in case you can't scan. So you'll be able to stick one of these stickers on the back of your ID card, on your helmet. You could stick it wherever you want, and all you have to do is tap your phone off that. So tap it off and it will immediately bring up the member's action menu like you're looking at. And from then you can take action such as see their qualifications, see what groups they're in, see what schedule they have. Okay, so I can see this guy's meant to be an AD training that he hasn't accepted yet. Okay, so this is, it's really good. So the member walks in with their ID card. You can tap it, or if they're wearing a helmet or something like that, you could tap that with the phone and it will bring up this action menu. And we're going to build this out as we go with more and more functionality. So I don't know what we'll call it yet, tap and go, or helmet bop was a working title, but I don't think that's going to make it through.
And Robin, do you see, if there's like a training exercise or something and people show up to it, do you see people maybe scanning the code at that point to confirm their attendance? Or is it more just kind of to look at their profile?
Yeah, I do. So what I see this doing effectively, we're kind of, there's different pieces. So one is attendance records for training, and I think that this app will provide that scan, and then you can say confirm yourself attending that activity. But the other piece people are looking for is an incident check-in and check-out. Now that'll be through incident management rather than this. But I really like that concept. I mean, it's nearly like an evidence I was there, so they can be scanned or scan. Yeah, 100%. And it should be quick to collect up all the RFID tags who are present. There's a question in here from Andrew. Andrew says, will the RFID tags work with both mobile ecosystems without additional hardware? Yep. So we're making it compatible with both. So it'll be iOS and Android. You won't need any hardware if your phone supports an RFID tag reader. So both of the most recent versions of those phones, I should say most recent iPhones do, and it depends on your Android phone, but most of those, Android operating system has had that built in for a long time. I may actually be able to share a little bit more here. Let me see if I can pull up some other mock-ups just for the discussion. Yeah, so let's show this. So this is it's always fun to show people kind of how we go through the design process and things. So this is our mock-ups tool that we use. And we often work either with customers directly on screen like this, or Mairead and myself, or our engineers, and we're kind of looking at what are we going to build here. So for example, what you'll do is you'll hit some sort of button, which will be a tap, but I'm going to scan something. It'll say, hold your phone near the member, and you'll be able to scan. Same, you might have a barcode button if you set that, so there'll be a settings option. So just show you'll be able to set what type of scanning hardware you're going to use. And you'll see you can scan a barcode. You'll also be able to do things like press associate a tag with a member or associate a barcode with a member. And then that'll link them up. So that is sort of the direction we're going. So you can see here, associated tag. So this is how we step through that design process. Thanks to Thierry coming in here with a little more info, which is, as far as he knows, generally speaking, any phone that has touchless payments, e.g. Google Pay, Apple Pay, etc., should have that NFC hardware. Yeah, that's my understanding. It should be good for everyone. So glad we can continue to take questions for this as we go, and we can come back to the topic. But I think at this point we might jump. Mairead, you've got you were going to look at the equipment management piece.
Yes. I think. Let me just get my.
There's a few questions while you're doing that. So you work away on if you share, and I'll bring it up once you're ready. So will admins be able to qualify members to the app? Yes, eventually. At the moment, maybe our API does support it actually at the moment, but at the moment it doesn't in the app. But it is our intention that if you have permission, you should be able to do that. We've always kept our app designed, personnel training app designed for just the basic member. And we focused on that functionality to get that right first. And we're now at a point where we're starting to build out some of those admin pieces of functionality. Okay, so that would be our intention. You can pop them on the helmet or their ID card and be able to qualify them. Okay, we're also looking at, and I don't have a timeline on this at the moment, but we are looking at the ability to create some form of logbook or competency-based training log. And I know that's in high demand, and we are looking at that as well. A question in here, is this the new app? I have personal training beta and I don't have qualifications. Yes, so if you have the beta, that means we gave you advanced access to the app. So you're one of our test group users. Thank you very much. You need to uninstall that, or I think if you just go to the App Store, download Personnel Training again, it'll override it, or it might install it beside it. You might have a very old version there. So just have a look in the App Store and delete what you have if you do that. Kyle was one of our previous guests on the stream. Fantastic, Kyle. I hope you're doing well. Kyle's in British Columbia with search and rescue there. So great functionality added with the RFID tags. Can this be used in incident management? Yeah, so the same tag, once you associate it with a member, we will be going down that route in incident management with the check-in, check-out on an incident. But version 1 is very much just in the Personnel Training app. So we want to get that right. And we'll be providing all the tags, stickers, codes, everything. It'll be a full package. So we're getting there. I believe Julian, who's working on it, has got we've got a prototype stage, and we'll soon be going out to first test, and then we'll revise it again before production release. So it's not far away, a couple of weeks, I'd guess. Marita, how are you if I share your screen, turn your screen on?
Yeah, I have that shared, so let me know if you can see it okay.
Excellent. Okay. So we can see your equipment dashboard. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So there's 2 ways to get to the expired equipment area to download a spreadsheet. So you can click on this header here, or if you're in categories or one of the other tabs, there's always another side menu over here, and you can actually just click directly on by expiry date. So in here, you can specify the date range that you're wanting to look at. So if you want to see, when items expiring in the future, you can change the dates there. You can filter by kind now. So this was also newly added recently, which is great. So if you want to look at a particular group of items and just hit go. So you can see that this particular item is due to expire on the 1st of March.
This is really nice because we were getting particular requests with COVID PPE and vaccines as well. I want to know when a certain kind expires, not just everything.
Yeah, so even if I change that to PPE as an example, so you'll see you got the whole list of your PPE equipment there that's due to expire, and you can download a spreadsheet if you
I'll try and
that.
put a spreadsheet on screen here, actually, so people can kind of see when we get to that. I think it would be interesting for people.
Yep.
I certainly, some of the requests we've been getting in here are around this expiry is, when does it expire? When does some particular category or particular kind expire? And how much is it going to cost me to replace it? So we've added in the quantity that expired. We've also added in the cost, which you'll see in the spreadsheet export. I'll try and bring up the spreadsheet so you don't have to jump to spreadsheet application.
Okay.
How's that? Yeah, so I think people can see there, your spreadsheet will have the cost. We see the top. So quantity, cost, expiry date, model, location. So this is just out of my demo account. But you can see here, the cost and when that cost is going to be incurred. And you can pull this into your Excel spreadsheet and do any sort of analysis on it you'd like.
Great. So the other thing that we added in then was if you go to intelligence and reports, and under custom reports, if I just click on create new report there, you can get a little bit more detail on that. if you select equipment items. So you have a few more filters that you can apply. For example, the status, if you want to see, just filter it to operational items, and so on. I'll leave it at active. Again, you can filter by kind. So if we were to search for maybe again, filter by location, and then of course the expiry. So if you want to see what expired in the last, we'll say maybe 2 months. I'm not sure if this is going to bring anything. No, I might change that to years because because it's a test account. Okay, well, there's nothing in that one. I think there is, let me see, this one. So again, you got you have the option there to download as a spreadsheet.
I don't have much in there. If you put the expiry, since, there should be like so you can pick the earliest, after, and then just pick like 2000 or something. It'll just pick up loads of stuff or everything there is.
I'll just go 2001.
Yeah, perfect. Oh,
I filtered the kind
again. Oh, that's okay.
Hang on
good.
A second. Yeah.
So a lot of this is coming up from people wondering that calculating the cost of what's expiring and when. Yeah, there you go. That's ideal.
Mm-hmm.
There is a PDF. So we get asked for PDFs of this. To get a PDF of a report, you actually have to save it first because you have to generate it from a saved report. So if you press save at the bottom there, Mairead.
Yeah.
We'll take a look. Oh yeah, just give it a name, test or anything. Yeah, perfect. So saving a report, once you've built a query, you can save it. And we'll just show people where that's available maybe first. I know it's just so... So we can see on the main reports tab.
Reports. It's just saved under here. So we've got our expired equipment report that I just saved. And here's the option to download and print a PDF version of it.
Excellent. And so those dates you saw at the start, Mairead said, I want everything after 1st of January 2001 or whatever it was. But you can change, you can use relative dates. You can say anything in the last 30 days or maybe expiry. Print me everything that expires in the next 365 days, the next 1 year. And then every time you click that PDF, it will always have what expires in the next 12 months.
Yeah, I'll just quickly show that maybe. If I go to details, no. Okay, is that okay on the expiry report, Robin, or will I move on to the inspection one?
I tell you, we snuck in another little piece as well to get the expiry one. So if you look at any category now, and this is a little bit hidden, but if you look at any, go to just into any equipment category.
Yeah.
And we'll just take a look. Something that you saw was expiring. Maybe those 4-gas. I think they're under hazmat and 4-gas.
Yeah.
So on the top right of every screen, people aren't that familiar with these buttons. They're quite hidden. Do you see the 3 little pills? So we're looking at 4-gas meters. So they're a gas detection equipment, if people aren't familiar, by item. So we've got a list of items. If we click by location, this will give us a breakdown of where our 4-gas meters are by location. So this is a count of them in each location. It's still loading. Give it another go.
Slow. Yeah.
Okay, so this is all our 4-gas meters. So you can see total, operational, and serviceable lost by location. And there's a new pill here by expiry. So if we click that, it'll show us what 4 gas meters are expiring in the next year. And you can, of course, you can adjust that date period as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very quick way to get in there. Okay. Yeah, let's jump on to the next report.
Great. Okay, so I'm going back into our custom reports. And it is a new inspection results report. So again, you have the option to filter here by result if you want to look at all completed inspections, any incomplete inspections, anywhere a repair is required perhaps, and the date. So you can say, specify whether it was completed in the last month, year, whatever it is, or it's due. So if it's due in, let's say after, we can say after today. So that would be incomplete. And so you'll get a list of any inspections that are due after today's date. They're obviously not complete yet. And again, you'll have that download as a spreadsheet option. Or you can save it as a custom report if you want to be able to print it out as a PDF.
Excellent. So you can really show off the work your team have done in a date period, and get all of that out in a report. Okay, so that's our updates to equipment management. They've been very well received so far. I know we're kind of building these based off large demand, so we know that these are being looked by people. Right, are you good if I move over to the our new control room?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'll bring up my screen. We'll jump again. So you should be looking at our incident management product here now, guys. I'll just try and get this. There we go. So if you're familiar with this product, this control room button is brand new to you. You won't have seen it unless you're in a very select group of people who've started using this with us. Now, it's something we've been working on for around the last year, and it really brings a whole new dimension. And if you've seen some of the new announcements we have of people using us, such as the Coast Guard New Zealand, and there's a couple of other similar control rooms about to be announced, this is what these guys are doing. So you're familiar with kind of ongoing incidents. So this is my demo account again of incidents ongoing, and I can start a new incident. But if I work as a controller, so I'm managing at quite a high level multiple incidents. I'm not on scene, and I'm not stuck into the incident action plan of every incident. I'm a controller just initiating things and dispatching. I can go into the control room view. So what I get here, I get a list of all incidents. Just some of these statuses are a little wide, so let me get the screen to look a little bit nicer. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a list of all incidents, and you can see I can see them on a map. All right, so this has got all my active incidents. I can jump to them by clicking on them. It'll show me where the incident is on. So here's all my incidents. Or I can just look at this list. So here we go. So what is going on at the moment? I can easily jump into any incident. So if I click in here, you'll see it jumps in, and I can see the situation for any incident. What is it? And easily update my sit rep. And the templates, if you're not familiar with the product, the templates are all customizable. So you can put any template you want in here. And I can update my log. You'll see here I can say things like this. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't post in there. So what you'll get here is the ability to have all of your incidents and your log for every incident appearing on the right. If I want to go deeper into an incident, I can hit enter incident, and I go into the normal incident management experience that you'd expect. I've also on the left got my updates, and this is my control room log. Okay, so this is where I can post anything about the control room. So maybe I'd say here, Mairead and Robin on shift, and this is a separate log to the to what we're familiar with in an incident. So it's like a log for the control room. And this contains a full audit trail here of every time an incident was created, archived, everything surrounding the incident. We can also view all our archived incidents. So you can see them here very simply. And these will automatically push over to our incident reporting platform, where you can generate the reports from them. One of the big feature requests we had was the ability to access your library out of an incident. So you get a notification that something has happened and you want to check your SOPs and documentation. So you can see here, I can open my library and I can go into bookmarks. So that'll open the website in another browser tab, or I can open the PDF and easily read my SOPs. Okay, so if I wanted to reference some material, it's all here. Open my weather, open my emergency plans, my links, anything I want to store in here and access before an incident occurs. And it's obviously all synced across all of the controllers in the room. It's all live. Mairead, are you working with this on anyone at the moment?
Yeah, we have one specific customer who's using it at the moment, Coast Guard team who are using it, and they are really happy with it so far, because obviously prior to that they just had to log all those small little incidents in like a main channel, which was, I guess, overkill really. So it's very useful to have the control room for to start off with an incident that may not ever end up, upscaling into something like with multi-agencies where you need to collaborate with several people. So it's very useful for the different control rooms that will be using or are using it at the moment. They can, just simply open an incident in there and just put in the basic information. And, if it doesn't need to be upscaled, it's still recorded in there and they've all the updates and everything linked to it.
Yeah, 100%. It's nice as well because it's all on mobile, as people need as well. I'll try and get this as big as I can. There we go. So this is back to my mobile device, and if I'm on mobile, I'm not a controller. I'm probably on scene, so I'm going to jump straight into an incident. But I may get a phone call, and I want to decide, is this something we're going to create an incident for? So I can get into my library now and access those exact same attachments very simply. So if I wanted to look up a procedure, or I wanted to know something, you can see how fast it is to get to your relevant documentation on mobile. Okay, so very, very simple way of doing it. And I can also access all my bookmarks for the incident. So that's now in the menu. And you're going to see this menu building out a little bit as well. You start to see something we're going to call organization level status boards. Bear with us on it. We're a little bit away from them going to production still, but that's where you're going to see those. Again, it's all in the App Store and available today.
And that library in the app is really useful because there's one particular who wanted to be able to just literally open the app on their phone, go to the library and look at specific documents, because the reason being was they could get a call in the middle of the night and, if you're in bed or whatever, you get the call, you just want to go on your phone and look at the documents and be able to respond there and then, opposed to, rather than having to get up and turn on your laptop and maybe plug it in or whatever. So it does save time, and it's just a lot easier having it on hand on the phone.
Oh yeah, for sure. We mentioned before we drop off my mobile screen, we were going to take a quick look at the biometric authentication. So this has been released on incident management, and it will be coming out on all our other apps shortly. But it's there on incident management if you want to try it today. So what happens is if I close the app, I go to another app in the task manager and come back to it, you'll see here, as I come back to incident management, it uses my face ID, facial recognition, to authenticate me in. Okay. So you can see as I come back to the app, it unlocks, it needs my face. Okay. So why is that important? Well, a lot of people are, why do I need that? It's important for IT security in terms of somebody else could be using your phone. It could be as simple as a family member or a child, and you don't want them to access or edit any of your incident information. So I'm not going to give this my face this time. You'll see it give out, okay? And now it'll automatically recognize my face when I turn the phone towards me and I'm in. That's really nice. It'll downgrade to your fingerprint if you've got Touch ID. So if you don't have a camera, front-facing camera and Face ID, and it'll downgrade if you don't have either to a PIN. If it all fails and you can't get in, so 3 times, so COVID masks, right? They're failing with Face ID. So if you're wearing your mask, you can just tap the screen and it'll ask you for your system PIN to get in as well as a backup.
So Robin, that's based on the settings in your phone, is it, whether it selects facial recognition or your fingerprint or a PIN? It's not something you can choose.
Correct. It's automatic. So it's whatever your phone is defaulted to. Yeah, it'll go for the highest level it can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to bring back my web browser. And we're going to go look at the admin area. Okay, so for those familiar, you can get into the admin area up here on the top right. And let's go take a look at it. So this new feature we're going to look at now, and do you remember you can ask questions? It's no problem. We're available in the chat tab. I think we've got great live viewership of this episode, so it's fantastic to see the high numbers. You can get in there and ask any questions you have. For anyone familiar, actually, I'm going to jump back to an example first. So we talked earlier about a situation. We'll just set the scene here a little bit. So this is the situation form. And on every incident we have, the situation form is kind of your high-level briefing. So you can build any template you'd like on this. And when the incident occurs, so actually what we'll do is we'll hit Start New. I'm just going to hit blank here. We'll call it Test. When I create it, the first thing this does is it asks me to fill in the situation. So where was the incident? Okay, BC. Time, you can see here we've examples where it's dual language as well, but you can see I can work through and very quickly determine what my incident is. Now, maybe only if it's high impact do I want the life safety status section to show or hide. So, okay, so if it's high impact, I want this section here to show and hide. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So templates, situation, and these are called conditional settings. So I can see here city impact. So the field is called Fresno City Impact. So I just copy that ID. And I can see if high impact, high_impact. So I can now go down to this section. If you're familiar with our form builder, I can go show based on a condition, the section. and I can say if this document dot data. Now this looks confusing. Don't worry too much about this. Mairead is an expert, and she's going to step through on any implementation exactly what you want. We keep this raw script like this because it gives us huge ability to configure. So we can get right in here and make, if this form do that, it gives us a lot of ability. So if it is equal to high impact, let's see if I've done this right this time. Okay, so I set a condition and I'll just hit save. I'm back over on our incident. Literally, we're doing more than just doing this live. This is literally live streamed across 3 channels. We'll see if it works. What I'm expecting is if this goes to low impact, this section will hide. Let's see. Yeah, it did. Okay, good. So you can see low impact. If I select high impact, and I can see I put in some numbers there, and low impact, that section disappears. Okay, so this is really useful. What we're seeing now, people who've been testing this for us, is that they'll have a drop down at the very top of their form saying incident type or something like that. And based on the answer of that, it shows and hides different form sections. So they're building out sections for everything. Okay. When you choose a different option, it's not deleting that data. It's just showing or hiding the section.
Yeah, so it's really useful because obviously prior to this functionality, you had to keep your incident summary form or your situation report form quite generic because any field specific to a certain incident type would appear on every incident that you treat. But now, because you can show and hide different sections based on the incident type, if that's how you're going to use it, then you can really make your situation report very specific to the type of incident that you're tracking in here. So it's already got a lot of great feedback from people that I've shown it to so far, and we've been building out certain sections that appear based on the incident type that they're tracking in here.
Yeah, absolutely. So to show you where that was, again, it's on the right-hand side of any section, show based on a condition, and you can choose what condition, and we'll help you with those expressions, as they're called. That's no problem at all. They're easy once you get a hang with it. It's the same way that on a status board you change colors and change different pieces. So.
Yeah.
So that's great, and that's Mario has been very hard at work on that to get it out. So I think that is all the features. I'm not seeing many other questions coming in at this point. We've still got as high a viewership as we've had the whole episode. Mairead, is there anything else you were thinking we needed to show?
I think that was it for today's stream, Robin. I think that was quite a lot of new features were released, so it's good to get them.
And I hope people like this format. I can see a question here from Holly. Is this being taped? Yes, absolutely. So it's available on any platform you're watching it on now. It's there. So it'll stay up there after the recording. The place to find kind of our main archive of videos is YouTube. And if you search for the D4H channel there, you'll see all of our live streams. We're starting to get the hang of them. They're getting better and better. So I hope you're enjoying them.
Just one last thing, Robin, actually, just so I remembered, in terms of those conditional formatting, hiding or displaying the form sections.
Yeah.
We do have our support center as well with knowledge base articles talking you through how to do certain things. So, if you're wanting to get it done in a specific time or whatever, you can always refer to our knowledge base and put in a search term there and it'll return an article. And there's some built-in videos as well, which might help you to configure things in your account. But as always, you can contact us on support anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So here is that knowledge base, support.d4h.org. Let's make it clear here. So the knowledge base, we'll put it up on screen. So like the email address, this should come up. Let's see. Okay, so support.d4h.org in your web browser, and you'll see there are getting started guides. And if there's not enough in these, you can press open support ticket and talk to us directly. It's never a problem. Mm-hmm. This product updates, it probably bugs you within the app itself, but this is where everything we've talked about today, you can see as well, all of these features. And this is updates. You'll find links to it in the knowledge base on our website and lots of places. So this is where we put out all the release notes as we go. Okay, well, thank you. I can see there are a couple of people coming in late. To answer the questions very quickly, Jim in Massachusetts, to get off the beta program, I believe just delete the app from your phone and then install from the App Store the new version. That is the best way to do it. Question here, when is the Personnel app available with the new updates? It should be on the App Store already. The version I'm using is straight from the App Store. So that should be there and you should be able to get it. If not, what to do, when you open the menu, it should have the version. And within that version menu, you'll see the version number. You'll need that. If you contact support, just let us know what you're doing. So that's support@d4h.org. Nick, I see you're saying you're going to have to rewatch this. Great to see you. Nick is a very long time D4H user in Houston. So great to see you. And Mr. Manan as well. Thank you very much. So listen, we'll leave that as we are for now. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will see you again in a month or so when we cover the next batch of new features. If you would like to appear on our live stream, feature your team, feature what you do, feature your organization, we've got an associated podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you can get your podcasts from. Just drop us an email and we'd love to maybe interview you live on the show as well. Feature what you do. Thanks very much and talk to you all soon.